everyone, my name is Layla Ray Pagano and this is my testimony. I grew up in a Christian home and I'd always known about Jesus. I went to church and I went to Sunday school. I accepted Christ with my grandmother at 6 years old. I remember the joy and excitement of telling my mother when she got home. I was always a very social kid, an absolute open book, something that sadly changed over time. My best friend growing up was someone I was very close with. And there was a point when she was the only person that I'd hang out with. And I thought that was okay. Nothing would change until she moved away. She moved out of state. And I hoped we'd stay close, but that's not how it went. Over time, we kind of grew apart. And just like that, my little bubble had been popped. I tried going to youth group and various events, but I felt like an outcast, like I didn't belong. I'd struggled with insecurity, and that's something that I know plenty of other girls my age have struggled with. The idea that we have to fit in. I realized during that time how draining it was to live for other people, because I should have been living for Jesus. As time went on, I grew love for the Christian radio K-Love. And with that came a deep love for worship. In fact, I think worship and prayer are the two best ways to connect with God. I spent a lot of time praying. And as time went on, I began to talk more with my other friends I didn't even realize that I had. I grew closer to them, and I didn't realize it, but my life was slowly changing. It wasn't until one specific day when I'd gotten off the phone with a friend that I'd realized all that Jesus had been doing in my life. It was like he flipped a switch in my mind where all of a sudden I realized I have friends and these are my friends. I definitely cried that day because if you know me, I'm an incredibly emotional person. I had built a strong connection to the Lord that took the lens of how I viewed the world around me off of my eyes, and I was no longer blinded. I could see. Mark 10:52. When you set your eyes on Christ, he will give you the desires of your heart. He is always working, even when you can't see it. If there's anything I'd want anyone to take from my testimony, it's the importance of that connection with Christ. We are all one body, the body of Christ. We are meant to lift each other up, not bring each other down, especially when you have no clue what someone else is going through. It's our job to be a city on the hill, to tell others about the wonders Jesus has done in our lives.